Get this.
Okay.
Oh man, I am excited today because I am here with Nina Bergman, and I gotta say she's one of my favorite actresses, hands down. I've seen her
Hmm.
in quite a few films like Assassin X, Hell Hath No Fury, and of course she's in Deathstalker. And I really enjoyed your role in Deathstalker. It was so much fun to watch. I mean, there's something with you and Daniel Bernhardt. You have such great chemistry when you're on screen together. Whether you're, well, it's pretty much you guys play rivals in a way in this, but your character of Grendel in this is more than what is led to believe. And so what was that like?
Well, I had to he had to get his revenge because of Hell Hath No Fury. So now, and then we did Chief of Station together and we didn't really get to, connect. We both had different scenes with Aaron Eckhart, but we never like connected. And then this one, you know, he gets his I guess revenge. If you may say. But you never know. Stephen Kostansky, he always have a lot of little tricks up his sleeve. So there might be another one. You never know what might happen,
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
don't know. She might just come back and get her revenge again.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Yeah.
I actually talked with Daniel about this film, and it was mind-blowingly like how much fun he had playing the lead role again, and all the practical effects that were used in this movie, especially like all the crazy monsters. And I do like the fact that nowadays you can actually not have to resort to tropes of
Mm,
the old school tropes. So I'm
yeah.
like the old school Deathstalker had the abundant, the nudity and the requisite love scene. I'm glad he veered away from that and focused more on the actual story and the monsters also as well because it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, when I heard about it, I was like, "Oh, Deathstalker, bikini, and I just was like, "Oh, instantly I was like, I'm gonna run around in a bikini, in a push-up bra with a sword." And I was like, "Oh, yeah," but no.
I know. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
it was fun. And then, also that I got to do the music, Stephen
yes.
asked me to do a song, an homage to the 90s, which is my genre, So yeah, so it was just such a fun project and working with Daniel again and watching Daniel in his element. I mean, he just, they just fit Deathstalker and him. Like I couldn't tell who was who, by the end of the shoot. I mean, he just really embodied that character and I thought perfectly cast. I thought that everyone in the movie was really well cast. It was a great cast and really fun characters, and that's again thanks to Steven for writing these fun, creative characters and just letting us actors just play, you
Yeah.
know?
I
Yeah.
like your character of Grendel, like who's right behind me, as you everybody can see.
I
This
just
is
said I
this
was
is her.
towering,
She's towering over
towering.
me because I bowing down to her because I don't want her coming after me for
I know. And then Steven just hit me up yesterday on Instagram because fans were like, "Oh, did you get some souvenirs?" And I was like, "No, I didn't get anything." And Steven was like, the director, he's like, "Why didn't you steal the chair? That was so you." I was
even
like,
the crown was you. Like,
"So even the crown, it was custom made. I should have been like, hey,
yeah, you should have just taken it.
give it up." Well, yeah. I
Watch, you're
can
gonna
be
get something in the mail
Grendel.
in a couple of weeks. Like, oh, here's your Christmas gift, and next thing you open, it's gonna be the crown. Like, oh,
Yeah,
you never
yeah,
know,
yeah.
could happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Never-
no, but it's I like to when I'm done to like leave it there, and
Yeah,
leave the character there.
I love the
And then,
fact that you tend to play these awesome badass characters in the movies,
yes.
and like that is just so much fun to watch because I remember seeing Hell Hath No Fury for the first time a few years back, and I'm like finding out that you were in it and you shaved your head for this movie and playing this
No.
French. Like, what was that? That must have been mind blowing to do a film of that caliber.
Yeah, it was a big commitment, but I knew Jesse Johnson because I did a trailer, a Wonder Woman fan trailer that got a lot of attention before Wonder Woman. We worked together and did like our interpretation of Wonder Woman that was a lot darker and more gritty, not so much, how she turned out later.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of attention, and I loved working with Jesse. I've always been a fan of Jesse Johnson's work. So when I got the opportunity, uh, well, I wasn't even on, the part was already cast. Hell Hath No Fury was already cast. And then the actress, actually a really great actress that got it, was stuck in Russia and she couldn't get out because of COVID.
Oh,
And then I was like, "Well, Jesse, I'll just come and do the table read." And he's like, "No, Nina, I can't do that to you. I mean, it's already cast. We don't have the budget for you to drive out here and do the table read." And I was like, "No, don't worry. I'll just do it for free."
really?
And I went and did the table read, and everyone was like, "There she is. There's Marie was her name, the French resistance fighter. There she is." And and then the rest was history.
Yeah.
The whole cast like fought for me.
And once again, you worked with Daniel. This time, Daniel was the Nazi commandant. Like
I know.
that was insane. Like seeing him
Yeah.
play that role. Like a lot of people nowadays know him from, John Wick and the stuff he does as a stunt actor mainly in Atomic Blonde. They don't really get to see him in these more, action like I knew him from Bloodsport. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. That's how old I am. And I grew up watching Bloodsport too, and that's where my first exposure to him was. And I'm just glad he did this lead role, and you supporting him, and
Yeah.
they've done these collaborations together, and
Yeah.
it's like you guys are like becoming a dream team of sorts. So it's
We
like,
work really well together. We have another one next year
say,
that we've been working on for a few years now that I can't talk about, but that I'm very excited about. That's like
it's Deathstalker 2, isn't it? No, I'm joking.
no,
I'm joking. I'm
no.
joking.
It's a female lead, and talk about badass. I hope I can live up to her. I mean, that is probably gonna be, yeah, it keeps, the good thing is it keeps, he keeps getting better. We keep elevating each other. I think because he did all of those, he started as an action actor. I think maybe I don't want to say misunderstood, but he doesn't always get the opportunity to show he's actually a great actor. I mean, I thought in Hell Hath No
Exactly.
Fury, you could really see the man can act.
And even
He's
in
an actor.
Yeah, even Bloodsport 2, like he brought this charisma to that role of Alex, where he's this thief with a heart of gold, and just the way he presents himself, I'm like, this guy's got the charm. Like he's gonna
But
be,
but that's just, and he doesn't have to work on that.
yeah.
I mean, when I first met him, I was like, "What the hell? What?" I mean, I remember me and the makeup artist were just laughing, strutting around with his shirt off, and we were just like, "What is this thing?" Just strutting around. Like very, very charismatic.
Yeah, and you got to work with some other great directors. I remember Assassin X, and you worked with Art Camacho, who is
Art is like
he's actually a good friend of mine. Actually,
really.
I've known him for over a decade, like maybe even more than that. He actually credits like you're the first one to ever do a website about me, so that means a lot to me. And that was a long. I was like at least 15 something years
Wow.
ago, and he's to this day I'm he to this day he's like a great friend of mine, and I get in touch with him now and again, and as of late. But I remember you worked on Assassin X with him.
Yeah, I mean, he has a heart of gold, and he trained me after as well. He gave me his sticks after, and he trained me. He fought for me to have the music in the movie. And I remember originally I was up for the lead in that movie, but I actually liked Trinidad, my character in Assassin X, so much better because the lead was a little bit vanilla, but Trinidad had you know, she was obsessed with blood and killing.
Yeah,
And she
I
was
have to admit
pretty.
I have a penchant for those type of characters. Like
I
you always
don't
have
know.
your
I do
final
them.
girl, but then you have the real badass ones. Like like this is the one you probably want to get with, rather than the cutesy.
Yeah, exactly,
You know what I
exactly. They're
mean?
just they're just fun. I get to do all the things that I sometimes think about doing, and it's acceptable in the movie. I can't go too far. So it's
Yeah.
fun. You got to see too a movie called Cold Meat, a thriller.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. That's on my
Yeah,
list right now. Like, I'm definitely gonna check that one out as
yeah,
soon as
I'm very proud
possible.
of that one.
Yeah, what
And
was that
she's
like?
a crazy badass, but a different badass. Like
Yeah.
a quiet like Marie had a quiet badass too. But this one is a complete different quiet badass. Like I was first like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can play like a I don't know. I had to like dig in there and find her. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
There's
you tend to elevate the films too. Like no matter what, like even if it was like probably one of the like overall like people were disappointed that I can see like you getting praised because like you elevated it some way somehow.
Oh, thank you. I really, yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah. I try to just, at this point, like pick parts that are fun where I can apply myself that again will elevate, what I'm doing and that I can really commit to, you know. Yeah. So I have some fun ones next year that I cannot, wait to share.
Yeah.
And
And then your music career is all pretty cool too. It's pretty.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's
how'd you get started in like with the music? Where did it all begin for you with music?
well, I went to musical theater school in New York. Uh, and then I discovered, I was an amateur boxer and I was training and I discovered Nine Inch Nails. And I was like, where have I been? Here's a white guy with no tats like me, and the lyrics and his music is like my soul.
Yeah.
He was saying what I felt, even though people looked at me very differently. And then I started getting into that music, and I always sang because I did musical theater. I'm trained in opera. And then I started singing in like in little bands in New York City, and then Kidney Thieves, this industrial rock band was looking for a new singer, and that was my favorite band of all times. And
Oh,
then I joined that band, and it became Shock Nina, and then I started my own band. Then I got signed to Warner Brothers, a 6 album deal, and then I toured with like various, artists, and then I started while I was signed, I started making music for movies under pseudonames, and the times where I could use my names, I did. So I did a whole bunch of fun movies from, you know, Sharknado to, I did halftime. I played at halftime. I wrote songs for college football. I did just and some more softer songs. I just love it because I'm the boss and I get to do what I want to do. Where when you're an actor, there's a set. You have to play a character. You have to, there's I can only be free within the structure of the movie.
right.
And this I just, I wanted to make music that I could box to, that I could work out to. If
Yeah,
that
that
makes
sounds
sense.
awesome. Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
Like I wanted to make music that would like pump myself up.
Yeah.
Like growing up, Linkin Park was like one of my favorite bands.
Yep, I saw them in New York City when I was living there.
Yes. Yeah, Chester, I worked with Chester and Mike Shinoda, and they were just, Chester stole my drummer at the time. He had a band called Dead by Sunrise, and he stole my drummer. And then, yeah, it was like really great times. But the problem is I couldn't do both because I
Right.
was on the road for 6 months, and then I wanted to be an actor, and I had to, it's like, as I say, having two lovers, and I had to pick one because they didn't want to coexist. I couldn't do it.
But
I
how
couldn't
about
be.
now? I mean, now you can pretty much can you balance it out nowadays? Like
Yeah, I can bounce it. I can't tour. So now, I'm doing more music like I am now for movies. I have a documentary that I'm working on. I'm doing the music for, but this next one that I'm doing with Daniel next year, I'm gonna be doing a lot of the music. And then I want to start doing now that next year I'm gonna start doing Comic-Cons again, and then start doing shows at Comic-Cons because I always have the after parties.
yeah. Oh,
And
that's
then,
awesome.
yeah, I'll start doing like one-offs. I just can't go on 6 to 3 months tours because of
Yeah,
that.
because you never know if a big role's going to come up for you, and
Yeah,
there's also all the promotion you got to do, all the
yeah,
press
yeah,
tours and all that.
yeah,
I totally get that.
yeah, yeah. But I do have Steven Kostansky, the director, is as we speak editing my music video for Deathstalker.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm waiting for that one.
Yeah, so I
Not even
know
talk.
that it's.
I've talked. Yeah, 'cause I've talked to Steven on two occasions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for Deathstalker and Psycho Goreman. Like that was the first time I
Mm.
interviewed him for Psycho Goreman, and then I actually interviewed Daniel twice. The first one was Beyond Skyline, and I remember I was talking about how well he was his fight was against the what's his name, the big fight he had in the movie. I was talking about like that
Yeah.
was one of the best movies that fight scenes you've ever done. He even said that it was one of the best he's ever done. And
Yeah.
then we talked about Deathstalker and on with both him and Steven. It was just so much, such a blast. And you know,
He's a blast. Try to train with him. You know,
but
I do my
after
own
watching
stuff,
Bloodsport
but
2, I'm like, I'm scared.
no, he's tough. Like you laugh and you goof around and he's like, all right, do 100 this, 100 that. And I mean, he's tough. He doesn't mess around when it comes to that.
Oh, so he trained you as well with some.
Oh, he trained me a lot. Yeah, I had a movie that didn't it didn't actually happen, but he trained me for like a few months for sword fighting. So we trained every day and we train all the time, you know, whenever we're in town or whatever, we'll just train. I mean, I train pretty hard too, but he's a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So you mentioned you were an amateur boxer. How did you get into that? That's why I'm pretty curious about that. 'Cause this
Um, because I was a ballerina and I was very balletti.
is
And I was a backup dancer for Prince at the time, and I needed to get a little more hip hop, so to speak. And I started training boxing to get a little more grounded and not be so like ballet and build my upper body a little bit. And then I was just very naturally gifted because of my footwork and the crazy training from ballet since I was 4 years old. And then Maka, a guy, took me under his wing, who's here in LA now, who passed not too long ago, who trains with Freddie Roach. So he took me to Wildcard, and then I started training to become pro, you know, and I started making a little bit of money and I was thinking about going that direction. But it wasn't my calling. But
yeah,
and that's where I discovered, you know, all the rock music and that's why I kind of was like, oh, this feels right. Like
pretty
this
cool.
you know what I mean?
But look
Uh
at this way. Like you knew you weren't meant for boxing, but look where you're doing now with the movies. You get to display
yeah, I get to
skill.
fight.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to learn fight choreography now, like as a
Yeah.
result. So that's at least something
Yeah.
something came out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's different because, you know, with fight choreography, like with Daniel, you know, he's 87'11", and because I was a real boxer and choreography, everything is very big and open. And, as a boxer, everything's super tight. All I care about is protecting my body, you know, so it was like it took a while to learn how to adjust, you know, but already back, you know, in the day, Art Camacho taught me, what's his name? Mario Roach, Art Camacho's stunt coordinator.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he would train me. Like I had, UFC fighters, Fabiano Iho changed me. Trained me. I had like so many people train me. Like I was just drawn to it. Like any chance that I got, I had like I was just drawn to it. I still train all the time. You
Yeah,
know, whenever I get a
it
chance.
must be great to work with all these different styles and the choreographies as well. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't have a favorite one you work with because I feel like you seem like the type who has so much fun doing it.
I have so much fun doing it, but I would say for movie fighting, Daniel is the best.
I hope he hears this one. I hope he hears this one.
You know, I mean, you know, for that particular style, you know,
Yeah,
I think because he's just perfectionistic, you know, it's the 8711, you know, Chad Stahelski trained Daniel and David Leitch, and so it's like that perfectionistic,
yeah.
certain level,
And I love the fact that many people, like some people might not notice, but Daniel, Chad, and JJ Perry were in Bloodsport
yeah.
3 together in the same movie back just when I think Chad was about to form 8711. So if anyone doesn't know that, those three are Kumite fighters in Bloodsport number 3s. And just so I hope they remember that. Like,
JJ was a badass too.
oh yeah, the way he kicks, I was
I
like,
know.
it just was mind blowing. I was the first time I saw him kick like that. I'm like, I had to like literally step back. I'm like, oh my God, this guy can like take someone's head off.
I know. I know. Yeah, I can't wait to the next action movies that's coming up because then I get to train with those guys and it's just so much fun, you know. It's so much fun to do those parts, you know. And hopefully if they do another Deathstalker, I'll be in it and I'll make sure that Steven can give him some fights.
Yes,
Yes.
you need to have you need to have an action scene.
And
I was hoping you'd get one in the first one too.
yeah, I need to have
When
some
I thought
fights,
like
but
when the fight happens, like you're gonna slowly get up, whip out a sword
and
or
wait.
something, just start fighting Dangle. I was like, oh, that would have been cool, but
I know, but I think they had already, I mean, they didn't really need another fight in Deathstalker.
that's true because
There was
I
so much
remember
fight.
Daniel telling me like, but I like the fact that in each fight scene he used a different style of fighting, and I like that. That was like the coolest thing about it because
Yeah,
I felt like his character was then like traversing the world, learning these different fighting styles, and gets to use them in a different element throughout
yeah.
the film.
Well, he had two guys from 8711 that were helping him choreograph it. So it's like very different styles and, yeah, it was very cool. I was a little jealous. I was like, I don't want to fight.
I
No.
bet you were jealous. I was like, I got mad. I'm like, I want to see Nina fighting this. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was like, what
not right.
the hell? Next
So,
one.
so yeah, if they do a sequel, I'm like, please give Nina a fight in this one, please.
Yes, yes.
We're hoping for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So aside from all the project with Daniel, is there anything else new that's in the works that you
Yeah, there is. I'm
and
doing
the
one
music
in
video? Let's not forget
yeah,
the music video.
I'm doing one in India and Australia that starts December 5th. A really cool one. We're like I can't talk about it yet, but I cannot wait. And there's fighting in that one too. Yes, but like yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So I'm the lead in that one. And then I have the one that I'm doing with Daniel that I can't talk about. Yeah, it's just it sucks. I can't talk about it. I have, personally I have stuff I can, like
Yeah.
I have a TED Talk that's gonna come out in 2 weeks. I have, a master class that I developed that's gonna come out in a couple of weeks. But all the fun stuff with the movies, they're so damn secretive. You can't talk about
I know
anything
until like after it's done or
until
it's
after.
done.
So it's like I can't post, I can't talk, I can't.
Yeah. But that's all right. I mean, you know what? It just makes it more how to say this, anticipated. Like
It's more anticipated. Yes.
yeah, it's gonna be like, oh man, what's next from like I can't wait to see Nina Bergman's next movies and like that's gonna
I
be like
know. I know. I mean, I can't talk about anything. What did I do? Oh, I just got a Hyundai commercial that's going to come out where I play a rock star. Ta-da.
yeah, you got the
Yeah,
Deathstalker
I play a
movie.
lawyer who gets in her car and then a Hyundai car and then she transform and then she drive off to the venue with her bandmates and she transform in the car and she becomes a rock star.
Oh, that's awesome.
But so it's yeah, typecast. So yeah, so no, it's just that. But all the fun stuff they won't.
That's
Just
okay. Like I said, it just makes it more anticipating and from a fan point of view, it's like, okay,
yes,
well, you can't talk about it yet, but it's just gonna make it more, I can't wait to see it. Basically,
yes,
when
yes,
it does happen. So it just makes it
yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that one.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
yes.
Well, I gotta
So
say, it's been great talking to you about all this and Deathstalker and some of your other past works and working with everything. And I wish you continued success. And I definitely am gonna be looking out for you more and more
thank
next
you.
year. And I cannot wait
Yeah, next
to see
year
what
is
comes next
like
year. Could be
yes,
your,
very.
I think it's gonna be your year next year.
Yeah, no, I think so too. It's very, very, very exciting. Yeah. I've been, laying low and just doing my thing and then, it pays off.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like yeah, it's exciting stuff coming out.
So
And yeah.
So everyone, you can check out Nina's films like Assassin X, Hell Hath No Fury right now. Deathstalker just came out on digital and on demand. Please check that movie out, especially if you're a fan of the original and you're a fan of Nina's and Daniel Bernhardt. You definitely want to see that one. And Nina, as always, stay awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.